I'm Gerald Bentley. This is Wrestling with Sales. We're here on the Fired Up Network and the Wrestling Spotlight, and we are joined by one of the members of the World Titan Federation. We talked with MSL last month. Josh Bishop, a surprise addition to the WTF team. If people haven't seen you wrestle, they need to check out your match from last month against Matthew Justice. You're a guy who can go. You're the prototype professional wrestler that MSL was talking about. Uh, tell the fans. I mean, what are they
Oh,
getting when they see a Josh Bishop match?
I mean, look at me as soon as I come through the curtain. What do you expect? I mean, have you
Yeah,
seen me, Gerald? I mean, look
yeah.
at
You
me.
passed the
I'm,
airport test.
yeah, I'm with the Superstar Federation for a reason because I am a superstar. And just because MLW, all the fans of MLW know it yet, MSL already sees it. He already knows I'm a superstar. Tom Lawler's been my boy for the last 7 years. He knows I'm a superstar. So he had to bring me in because he knows he needs someone he can rely on to get all the gold. And Tom Law and I, we've fought up and down the roads all over the country, and we so we know each other like the back of our hands. And so he said, "All right, I need someone that I can count on." So he had to get the big man, Big Josh Bishop, a 6'4", 260-pound monster, the intense icon. I
Hmm.
mean, I said, people are already saying Matt Justice, Josh Bishop, craziest moment of 2023. All I do is create moments. I'm a moment creator. And at Kings of Colosseum, I'm going to create a moment when I take second gear crude on exit 187, just like I did Matt Justice. And me and
Yeah,
Tom
I mean,
Lawler leave with those new tag team champions.
you got to get new belts then too. Once you win it, right? You're going to get rid of
Oh
those
yeah.
MLW belts and
Oh
get the
yeah.
WTF belts.
I'm great at graffiti. So I'll be spray painting right over that.
Spray paint them right over. Absolutely.
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean the viral moment from the match was Matthew Justice climbing up to the rafters to jump
Yeah.
down onto the table, and he still lost.
Yeah, this outlaw thinks
So
the
it
match
kind of
is
got
over.
lost on fans that just saw that. I mean, he
Yeah,
didn't win.
no, he didn't win. So I don't know why he's online acting like he won. I'm undefeated in MLW. I'm 3-0. Never pinned, never submitted. Came in, won 3 big matches in a row, and everyone's acting like I got my ass whooped by Matt Justice. Because what nobody saw on camera, what the camera missed out on, was there was 27 goons with baseball bats hitting me as I was going up those stairs. So I was already fatigued. And then this little vulture wants to come over and pick up some scraps on a wounded man. I just in New York, big debut, beat Matt Justice, 1, 2, 3. I'm ready to celebrate. And then I think it's party time, and all of a sudden I come to the back. I got 27 goons with baseball bats, all hitting me, wearing second gear T-shirts. And then Matt Justice thinks he can just jump off on a damn roof onto me and put me through a table. Like, is he better be getting a fine? Is he getting
Yeah,
fined? I
I
mean, can
mean
you do
he
that to your
should be.
coworkers?
If MSL was in charge, I'm sure he would. Right?
Yeah, he better be getting a hefty
Be a
ass
suspension.
fine. He better be suspended or something. I don't know where you can just do that. Where's sportsmanship, huh? Where's the
No, you can't do
sportsmanship of the
that.
second gear?
Your partner, Filthy Tom Lawlor, a
Yeah,
accomplished MMA fighter.
a
You
UFC
can't do
legend.
that.
Let's be
You
honest.
can't
A
do that.
UFC
Okay, a
legend.
legend. You can't
A
do that in
legend
an
of
MMA
fighting.
bout.
No, when the bells ring, the time for fighting is over. Justice, you already showed you can't get it done. You can't cut the mustard when it comes to the intense icon. I picked your ass up and I put you through a table in the battle royal. And then what happened? We go to New York, and it's like we're stuck in this damn paradox, me and Matt Justice, where we get in the ring, the bell rings, I pick you up, I throw you through a table, and I pin you 1, 2, 3. And what happened in New York? I picked you up, exit 187, through the table, 1, 2, 3. The WTF celebration is ready to commence. Big first singles victory in MLW for the intense icon. And then this dude jumps me from behind when I'm not looking. I'm trying to celebrate with MSL. He knows where all the hottest honeys are in New York City, so he's trying to tell me. And then this dude has these goons laid out. Then they set this table up. Then all his goons disperse and get this camera rolling. Like it's just Matt Justice all of a sudden is somehow able to take me out on his own. Are you kidding me? The intense icon? Have you seen me?
So,
Did you?
yeah, yeah, it was edited.
Yeah, exactly. They're doing this AI generated bull shark, and it's what needs to change in MLW is assaulting your coworkers after the match and putting them through a damn table. That's what needs to change. There needs to be some hefty fines. Second gear should have the title stripped. They should already be handed to me. I already beat the champions. So in my mind, I already am the champion. I should be the rightful
That's a good
champion. I pinned
attitude.
the champion. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
I
so you
mean,
know you can do it. You just need the opportunity
exactly.
now.
Yeah. And what better
And
opportunity than the Kings of Colosseum?
that's right. Yeah. Coming up from the historic, the legendary 2300 Arena.
You know they're
And,
actually thinking about renaming that to the WTF Arena.
well, they should.
They
Yeah.
were,
Why not?
yeah, they were. Well, MSL was touched. He was me, Tom, and MSL went to Home Depot, and we were looking at paint samples the last time we were there after my big debut. But so we'll see. I mean, this might just be the WTF side base or something. We're not really sure what we're gonna do with it, but it will be known as the WTF Arena after the Kings of Colosseum. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, it'll be a historic win. You can see it on Triller TV. You can also still attend it at MLW2300.com. You can get tickets now, Saturday, January 6th in Philadelphia. You'll see Filthy Tom Lawlor, Josh Bishop with the legitimate promoter, the promoter of promoters, Mr. Saint Laurent,
Best promoter
leading
in the
him out,
biz.
representing the WTF. Yeah, the man. And going up against the outlaw second gear crew, where you're
Mm-mm.
definitely at a
Those
major,
outlaw.
major advantage in terms of
Yeah,
your
they're about.
technical wrestling ability.
They're. I'm a master of the holds, and Tom Lawler black belt, and we're taking on these outlaw mud show goons. Are you kidding me?
Hmm.
They better know it's a tag team match, straight tag team. W- One team is two people, so keep your goons at bay. Keep that good brother number three. I don't know his ass. He better. He was. We know he's always trying to cause a ruckus with my boy Tom,
Yep.
and so
He
they
looks
better know
awfully
it's
familiar to
two.
somebody, too.
Yeah, he looks like someone who have taken on exit 187 a time or two
Uh
himself.
huh.
Uh-huh.
Guy who drinks a lot of Bud Lights. I think that may be him.
Yeah.
It's not
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not a terribly deceptive disguise. So that's another thing that MSL can get
Yeah,
changed in
yeah,
MLW.
exactly. Who's checking the IDs at the venue? Huh?
Now,
Who's checked?
for fans coming in there, and obviously it's the names changed because the promotion isn't there anymore. But here it was
Mhm.
ECW. How does it feel being in that building where so much of what is followed now in professional wrestling, where so much of what's considered normal in professional wrestling started? Do you do you get some of a feeling of history and saying, "Hey, we need to bring this place back to its glory"?
I mean, it is honestly awesome just to know all of the crazy moments and bumps and, like, history of wrestling that happened inside that building, and, I mean, when I was growing up watching wrestling, ECW was already gone, so I didn't discover,
Yeah,
like, I mean, I had WW ECW, which let's not really count that, you know what I
yeah,
mean? But the actual ECW, I didn't learn about until much later on in life when I discovered, like, YouTube and stuff like that. So when I was able to go back and watch it, then now it's cool to be like, "Oh, okay, cool." So, like, because I always wanted to, since I started wrestling, wrestle at the 2300 Arena because of,
hmm,
the history. And, I mean, my style of wrestling is very much would have been very similar to an ECW style. And so it's very nice to get in there with a guy like Matt Justice, someone that people have said that we would have been right in the ECW. We would fit right into ECW back in the day. So it's cool
oh,
to be in there with
absolutely,
a guy like that, and we just, I mean, try and just show out even a little extra just for that history. So, I mean, when I debuted, of course, I'm gonna hit an awesome bomb for the god, Mike Awesome. right
Sure.
to the full. I'm gonna, you know what I mean? I'm gonna come into the 2300 arena and make an impact because there is so much history there, and I want to leave my own piece of history there. So every time I'm there, I'm gonna tear it up.
Well, as a dealer, you spend a lot of time buying cars at auction. If you're using Edge Pipeline to manage your purchases, then this is big news. Montway Auto Transport has partnered with Auction Edge to add a transportation option onto Edge Pipeline. Now dealers can manage their auction buys and book transportation with just one click right in the Edge Pipeline platform. As a nationwide leader in auto transport, Montway understands a dealer's need for speed and efficiency and can arrange single or multi-vehicle moves from auction to any lot in the country. With Montway's technology, dealers can gain full transit visibility and tracking after an order has been booked, making it much easier to manage inventory. Buy, ship, and track all in Edge Pipeline. Go to www.montway.com/WS to learn more. Well, and for people who haven't gotten to see a lot of your matches, you do have a lot of similarities in style to a Mike Awesome, who was a awesome wrestler. I mean, the guy was an amazing performer with the ability to fly, to do the power bombs, to do all the power moves, and that's something that you do in your matches. Was he a basis to your style?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely an inspiration. I mean, how can you? I mean, there's nothing like when you're just like people are trying to chirp about wrestling being like sucking or, you know what I mean? Just the people want to take shots at it or whatever your entire life growing up, and then you just pull up a Mike Awesome highlight tape on you and be like, "Tell me this is not the coolest thing you've ever seen." This dude is literally
Yeah.
throwing people 20 feet through tables, jumping off of stuff. You know what I mean? Like that's awesome.
Well, and
Truly, it is
especially
awesome.
his
Yeah.
Japanese work
Oh
and
yeah.
his work in ECW.
Oh yeah.
The
The
WCW stint
Gladiator,
as the
baby.
Batgirl Thriller, that wasn't that
No,
wasn't fair
not
to him.
too. No,
Uh,
but he did have that awesome handicap match against ICP
yeah.
on Nitro with the bus.
And now you're on the stage of Major League Wrestling, and with the WTF, with Mr. Saint Laurent, with Filthy Tom, Richard Holiday, the most marketable man in wrestling coming, you're building up to an even higher stage and then adding legends from Japan and a a death match king, the Death Machine, Sammy Callahan, and Kojima come in as well. So that level of competition is definitely right up there with the highest of anywhere in the
Oh,
world now.
oh yeah, absolutely. MLW locker room is filled with talent. I mean, a bunch of guys hungry, ready to go out there and show out. I mean, and I'm absolutely want to go out there and show out, and I want people to leave. I mean, that's great. Sammy Callahan, Kojima, that's great. They're awesome. But when people leave on January 6th, I want them to go, damn, the WTF blew my socks off. When they leave, they're talking about the WTF. They're talking about the
Hmm.
Intense Icon, Josh Bishop. They're talking about the new tag team champions, Talon Lawlor and Josh Bishop. That's what I want
Yeah,
to happen.
new
And
tag
so,
team champions, maybe new world champion Richard Holiday,
oh, yeah, exactly. It's a WTF clean sweep on the Kings of Colosseum. That's as far as I see it. And so I'm
and
not trying.
no, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't want to discredit anybody. You know what I mean? That's cool. Fatu and Riddle, I'm sure they'll be sweet, but I absolutely am going there with the mentality that I am going to steal the show. And that's my mentality every time I go to MLW because I have to stick out because I am a new face. You know what I mean? I'm not an established guy that had a run on WWE you know what I mean? I'm not coming from
Yeah.
somewhere else. I'm a young up and comer, and I'm gonna show out why I belong on the stage more and why I believe absolutely that I can be a top guy.
Yeah, and for people who just think, hey, there's just the two big companies, and then you come to an MLW. No, I mean you've been grinding, going across the country, going international, wrestling on weekends, putting your body on the line, just trying to give the people what they came to see, right? And this is a culmination of how many years of work.
I mean, I started when I was 19. That was when I had my first match when I was 19. I started training when I was 18. So I just turned 26. So I mean, fuck, 7 years. I've been
Yeah.
trying just to get like an opportunity like this. So of course I'm gonna make the most of it. I grinded. I mean, yeah, obviously the pandemic stunted a lot of people. I really feel like it set me back just years behind in
Oh,
wrestling
absolutely.
terms. And so I am trying to make up for that lost time as much as I can every weekend. I want to go out there. I'm going to light it up. It doesn't matter where it's at. I mean, I don't know when this airs, but the last weekend of the year, I'm doing 6 shows, and because I want to
Really.
because I want to grind. Like I'm gonna, I'll like I'm just the most. I will. You can't outwork me. Like maybe you can't outwork me in terms of the effort I'm going to put in physically. Yes, I might not be the most active guy on Twitter. I might not have the be the most funny guy on Twitter or post the most promo videos. Like social media, that's really not my thing. I'm not good at that. That's my thing I need to
Yeah.
work on to definitely elevate and make myself a top guy. That's a big thing on my goal board I'm working on. But when it comes to making towns, working through injury, like nobody will outwork me. I could go out there with, I mean, no legs, and I would still find a way to have a crazy match and try and steal the show no matter what. Like you could cut my arm off and I'll still make the town the next day. Like there's nothing that will stop me from saying like I can't go for a match.
Well, don't you think that attitude and it permeates, right? People see that when they're in the arena. That's what will get you over. That's what pulls you up to that next level. And then getting appearances, getting on Wrestling Spotlight, Fired Up Network, other TV shows, the worldwide
Mhm.
exposure from MLW. People see you, and you got all that, and then you have the thing you can't teach, big,
Yeah,
and that's that's what's going to drag you up because you can do all the social medias, you can get out there and be everywhere on Instagram, everywhere on Twitter, but if you can't go inside the squared circle
yeah,
and you
yeah.
can't get the 1, 2, 3, it doesn't matter.
A lot of these guys. I mean, hey, there's people love them on Twitter, but the bell has to ring, and what happens when the bell rings? That you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's when
So
it's time to come face to face, right? And
yeah, exactly.
that's what Manders and Matthew Justice will be doing.
Yeah,
And
and it's unfortunate for them because I mean, I got nothing but respect for those guys. They're grinders
yeah, they'll
just like
fight.
me. Yeah, they're scrappers, they're dogs. I got nothing but respect for them, but they just do not don't got more grit than me and Tom. We're just grinders like that. We will do no matter it doesn't matter. You're in for a treat at the Kings of Colosseum no matter what happens because I could guarantee you that you're gonna be leaving saying, "Oh my lord, that tag match was unforgettable." That was the craziest match I've seen in MLW. The craziest tag team match I've ever seen in MLW. No, and no disrespect to everyone else on the show. It's like, I'm sorry, but good luck because we're gonna go absolutely insane like only me and SGC can. And when you add me and my boy Tom in there, we're
Hmm.
as unpredictable as lethal as it gets.
Well, and MLW's been on a roll. I mean, you can get on YouTube, you can watch the Holiday Bash, you can get on
Oh,
Triller TV, you can watch the last few cards. There has been some great action, and I think is it fair to say that when you get into this match, the second gear crew, they're kind of like the junkyard dogs. We do a lot of training with car dealerships too, and some dealerships like the area we're from. I grew up in
yeah.
Cleveland. Some of the dealerships just outside downtown Cleveland, they have these 20-foot high fences with barbed wire around
I
it, and
know
they close.
the steel
They
yard.
close when the yeah they close at night, and they let
Steel
the
yard.
dogs, let the pit
Yep.
bulls run through the car lots, keep people away from it.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of what the second gear crew are. And then you
And
guys are trained. You're like, you're like military dogs. You're like
oh yeah.
special forces dogs. You're not just
Yeah.
wild and unhinged. You're
No.
tacticians. You're
Yeah, we're
professionals, and
lethal. We're
they're
deadly.
just
Look
brawling.
at
They're
us.
just kind of
Yeah.
going around.
Look at
So I
us.
think that's your
Yeah.
advantage.
Yeah. Do they even know how to put someone in a headlock? You think they know how to use it? I've never seen a damn headlock. I've never seen Matt Justice use a headlock one time.
Punches, kicks, lariats.
Yeah, exactly. Come on. Really? Come on. That's not going to work against the WTF superstars. We're the superstars for a reason. We're what this business is all about.
And that's what's going on. What attracted you to working with MSL and the MLW?
Oh, all it took was a phone call from my man Tom. That's it. He just said, I got a proposition for you, big man. And he said, I need you in Philadelphia on this date and this time. And that was all I needed to hear. All right, Tom, you need me? All right, that's cool. MSL called. He said, hey, let's talk some business. I said, all right, that's cool. I can talk business. So
Yeah.
we talked some business, crunched some numbers, and then we were ready to rock and roll. And I was ready to rock and roll and join the WTF.
Well, and pretty soon we'll get to see that Josh Bishop merchandise up there on the WTF merch store too, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. They're going to be
Well,
selling the most merch they've ever sold in their life.
well, hey, we'll go to the championship round here. I got the dealership rescue belt for you. Just 4 quick questions.
All right.
How about, I think we kind of answered one of them. What wrestler influenced you the most growing up?
Jeff Hardy, probably.
Jeff Hardy. Okay.
Yes.
So get a little bit of the high flying mixed in with the size.
Just the not even caring about, no regard for your own well being. That's what I love. And just unpredictability.
Okay. How about your favorite opponent you've faced so far? I mean, you've been going for about 6 years. Who's been your number
Match,
one opponent?
Matt Justice is, there's just nothing like picking that dummy up in those stupid snakeskin pants he's wearing and throwing him through a table and pinning him 1, 2, 3.
Okay. How about your favorite place to wrestle?
My favorite place to wrestle definitely is the Odeon in Cleveland, Ohio, on the flats for AIW. It's the old venue. It's not the venue currently. It's getting some remodeling done. Hopefully, if it comes back, then it'll be back to the Odeon. But besides Cleveland, because obviously the hometown always has a special place for you,
Sure.
is definitely Ottawa for C4 wrestling. There's some that crowd is electric up there. I love that place. Ottawa's a rowdy town.
A lot of wrestling in Canada, and yeah, the flats would be great. You got all the nightclubs, all the lofts, and
Oh
everything.
yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah,
There's nothing like rocking the house and going out right to the throwing right to Dante's, just
yeah.
straight.
Oh, absolutely. Right out of the venue.
Oh
And
yeah.
how about where do you want to wrestle the most?
Where do I want to wrestle the most?
Could be a venue, a city, a country.
Oh, Japan, obviously. I mean, that's I would. Who doesn't? I mean, I'd love to wrestle in the Tokyo Dome. That's like an ultimate dream. Ultimate dream.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much across the board. Did you watch
Yeah.
a lot of
Oh
Japanese pro
yeah.
wrestling? Has that been a big
Yeah.
influence?
Absolutely. I just love just. I mean, it goes back to that unpredictability, but I just love those old matches of just the Bruiser Brody, Terry Funk just out there just punching each other. You know what I mean? And they're just
Sure.
swinging the chains. And Stan Hansen, shout out Stan Hansen, who's coming to AIW on February 2nd, I believe. But just those stiff lariats and just those stiff strikes, and that's why I like getting in there with a guy like Manders and Justice because I just know they're gonna bring it, and it makes me want to bring
Yeah,
it
yeah.
even more.
They'll definitely hit. Well, hey, Josh, thanks a lot for joining us here on Wrestling Spotlight of Fired Up Network. One more mention here. We're talking about the Kings of the Colosseum, Major League Wrestling, the World Tag Team Championships on the line. The second gear crew, Justice and Manders, going up against Filthy Tom Lawlor and Josh Bishop with the outside benefactor, Mr. Saint Laurent. It's coming up Saturday, January 6th in Philadelphia at the historic 2300 Arena. Get the ticket information at MLW2300.com, and you can watch it on Trailer TV Plus. Josh, thanks a lot for joining us here on Wrestling with Sales on the Wrestling Spotlight. Pulling for the WTF. Say hi to Mr. Saint Laurent.
Oh, I'll tell him you said what's up.
Absolutely. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yep.